The situations like this, specifically, are becoming very, very formulaic, and in a good way. They're becoming just as formulaic as when I press the record button on my cell phone and I utter the words, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms," and you hear that almost every single video. If it's not the first words I say, it is one of the first words that I say, and I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms." I'm still in utter shock at what I witnessed, and I actually rewatched the entire event before I pressed the record button on the very cell phone that I record all my videos with, at least for the next month, because I'm going to be getting some better equipment. I said that NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 was the best event that I've ever witnessed live and in person. NXT TakeOver War Games 2 may have been the best event that I've ever seen, period. And that's not an over-exaggeration. I'm not trying to over-exaggerate things. I'm not trying to overhype things. I'm not trying to, give anyone a false sense of hope or a false sense of faith, because that's not what I do. I am one of the very few people in the entire wrestling community that is going to tell you exactly how it is, no matter what. No matter what type of backlash I get, no matter what type of people, no matter what type of delusional, moronic losers and lowlives want to try and curse me out, want to try and bring me down, want to try and destroy my brand and ruin my reputation, I'm going to tell you guys how it is, and I'm going to say whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want, to whomever I want, and I'm going to say it however the hell I want it. There is no way that you can rate this show under an 8.5. And if you do, you must be on some special medication. You must have been dropped on your head. You must have a mental issue. And I say it all the time. I say it all the time. But situations like this, they make me so happy. They really do. They make me so happy. But yet they piss me off at the same time. Because there's always going to be someone that's going to try and bring this show down. There's always going to be someone that's going to try and say that this show was not all that. Or this show was overrated. But yet these are the same exact type of people that are praising the main roster and praising Monday Night Raw. These are the same people that are saying Monday Night Raw is good. Meanwhile, it has been good in almost 3 years. These are the same types of people that are okay with guys like Finn Balor, guys like Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, Sanity, AOP, Gallows and Anderson, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Ember Moon, all getting wasted and all getting treated like shit. And they're okay with how Monday Night Raw is and how the tag team division on Monday Night Raw is dying. And the fact that there's no mid-card on either shows. Or the fact that Seth Rollins is being wasted and he hasn't defended the Intercontinental title in 2 months. These are the same types of people that are going to say that, oh my god, Daniel Bryan is so overrated, but Roman Reigns is not. But yet, I'm not supposed to call you out. But yet, I'm not supposed to call out the stupidity and call out the idiocy that this entire community is contaminated with. But yet, I'm not supposed to say a damn thing. I'm just supposed to sit here with my long, glorious, majestic, slick black sideburns in my AJ Styles shirt and praise everything about WWE and listen to these morons and listen to these cretins say the same thing over and over again and praise Raw and praise the main roster and try and overhype people and try and underappreciate people and use lame fucking excuses each and every single time. I'm just supposed to sit back and do nothing, right? But yet you wonder why I say the things that I say. There is a difference between an opinion and blatant stupidity, and I state this all the time. I state this all the time. what happened at NXT TakeOver is exactly what should be happening in the WWE period, no matter what. And it is shown each and every single time that there has been a takeover, they have outshined the main roster pay-per-view that follows it the night after. You're going to try and tell me that Ricochet belongs on 205 Live, or the Undisputed Era is too small, or Adam Cole is boring, or Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano belong on 205 Live? Are you going to tell me that Kairi Sane is not worthy of a women's championship reign on the main roster? I mean, do you realize how fucking stupid you sound? If there is one thing that I absolutely cannot stand, it is when people blatantly come at you with stupidity. And that is what the majority of the wrestling community has. There are very few people like me, whether you be a content creator, whether you be just a regular fan, whether you be a analyst, whether you be a guy that reports any news and rumors whatsoever, whatever it may be, there are very few people like me. If you are going to blatantly go off on tangents and praise the main roster, and if you're not going to take this shit seriously, I take this seriously. If you're not going to take this seriously, and you're not going to see what NXT TakeOver really was, and you're trying to tell me that NXT is not what is going to draw, meanwhile, NXT is what everyone has been talking about, you're going to tell me that NXT is not going to draw, and you're just trying to come at me with this blatant stupidity of how Brock Lesnar's a great Universal Champion, or Daniel Bryan's not legit enough to face Brock Lesnar? Or everything is sunshine and rainbows? Or Alexa Bliss is a good women's wrestler? Or Carmella was a great fucking champion? Or Asuka should have lost her streak? If you don't take this seriously, and if you don't actually start using your head and opening your fucking eyes, then you should not be in this community at all. This community is not for you, and I highly encourage you to find another hobby other than professional wrestling, and I encourage you to deactivate your social media accounts and get the fuck out of the community. I have absolutely zero respect for you. I have zero respect for you as a wrestling fan if you are not saying what I'm saying here. I don't care. I honestly do not care. Start taking this seriously. Start using your head. Start opening your eyes, or else you're not a real wrestling fan. If you're telling me that you don't like what NXT does, then you're not a real wrestling fan. You're just a brainwashed casual. You're a shill. And I do not want to see, or I do not want to be associated with you at all. And I have zero respect for you. You want some respect? Start getting in tune with the modern day wrestling. Start using your head. Start opening your fucking eyes. And start taking this shit seriously. Till you do that, you will get no respect from me. And I respect absolutely no one who has different thoughts other than the ones that come from my mouth. And the people that subscribe to me, the people that follow me, the people that know me, and what I like out of professional wrestling, they know exactly what's good. And they know that what I say is the indisputable truth. And I'm one of the few people that does it. And speaking of formulaic stuff, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. And I would like to welcome all of you back to the channel on YouTube.com, as of course you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the official rewind for NXT TakeOver War Games 2. Most likely this will be up before the Survivor Series pre-show. I'm going to try my best to give you guys the best analytics on these matches, the best thoughts, and the best possible future storylines that could develop from these matches. And I'm going to tell you how certain things should have played out, and I'm going to praise what was without a doubt, some of the best wrestling that I think I've ever seen all year. So, originally I thought the show was going to kick off with Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship in that 2 out of 3 Falls match, but Matt Riddle came out, and Matt Riddle's super over already. Matt Riddle just coming out all in yellow with an NXT snapback. His theme song, he's just strutting like he owns the place. His theme song's amazing. So, then, he gets in the ring and he says, "Bro," and the crowd goes crazy. He goes, "Now, if you watch the pre-show, a certain Cassius Ohno interrupted me. Well, we got 1 ring, we got 2 rings, I'll knock you out in both of them, bro." Cassius Ohno comes out, he says, "Riddle, you know what, I hope you enjoy this moment, because you're not going to remember it after I knock you out, bro." So Cassius Ohno gets in the ring. Excuse me. There's already a ref in the ring. Cassius Ohno charges for Matt Riddle, but Matt Riddle counters and hits Ohno with a huge running knee. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Now, WWE NXT rather, did the most main roster thing possible on a TakeOver. Normally, I would be okay with this, because it's NXT, and they always have a plan. But this is a fucking TakeOver. And let me tell you something, I never complain about NXT. Never. Because there's really nothing to complain about. But something like this, a squash match on a TakeOver fucking special, that should not be taking place whatsoever. That should not be taking place whatsoever. NXT television, they have squash matches for developing talents who are on the rise. Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle are not developing talents. They are 2 of the most established wrestlers on the independent scene and now in NXT. And Matt Riddle's only been there for like a month. The fact of the matter is that these 2 could have put on a show stealer. These 2 should have at least gotten 10 minutes, and I don't even give a shit if they're going to have the match on Wednesday's episode of NXT. The fact of the matter is that squash matches belong nowhere on NXT's grandest stage. NXT and the main roster are 2 completely different animals. The main roster and their squash matches, they have something, at least they have something, some internal or external factor that calls for a squash. This did not call for a squash at all. They were rebuilding Cassius Ohno, and now you kill his momentum with a 7-second match against Matt Riddle on TakeOver. I don't care. I don't care if this is NXT. I don't care if, this was needed for Matt Riddle. This is a TakeOver event, and a squash match does not belong on a TakeOver. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Lars Sullivan versus Cassius Ohno at last year's TakeOver War Games got more time than this did. I can't just sit here and praise that when, you build up Cassius Ohno and then you blatantly disrespect him with a 7-second loss to Matt Riddle. It's not very often that NXT makes mistakes, but this was a huge mistake. This match should have been at least a 10-minute competitive match. At least. Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle are 2 of the most underrated talents that we got in NXT, and we know how good they are. This was not needed. This was completely unnecessary. This was unnecessary. If you wanted to get Matt Riddle on a TakeOver, you should have given him a legitimate match against a legitimate guy like Cassius Ohno, and then that would have resulted in a legitimate victory. The crowd would have been sent home much more happy. Triple H does not make mistakes very often with NXT, but Hunter, that was a mistake. Don't make it again. Triple H also made another mistake concerning the next match, and it's really hard for me to be okay with this. And again, like I've stated, I don't complain about NXT very often, and this will probably be the last complaint that I will make in this entire video. Shayna Baszler did not need a second run with the NXT Women's Championship. She didn't. I feel as though Kairi Sane has gotten shafted. I feel as though Kairi Sane has been pushed down just because Triple H thinks that Shayna Baszler's original NXT Women's Championship run was very lackluster. And I read that in a report not too long ago. I think it came out a few weeks after Kairi Sane originally won the title in Brooklyn. Shayna Baszler should not have beaten Kairi Sane at Evolution. Shayna Baszler should have lost. She should have taken a month hiatus, and if everything followed through and Becky was still going to get injured, then Shayna Baszler could have became the 5th member of Team SmackDown tonight at Survivor Series. And if they had to do it, then Kairi Sane should have won the title back. I don't know where Kairi Sane goes from here. I'm not sure if she goes to the main roster. I'm not sure if they have another rematch planned. I hope they do have another rematch planned because Kairi Sane deserves a better run, a longer run with the title. Shayna did not need the NXT Women's Championship for a second time. She didn't. Her first run was very good. Triple H, I feel as though, put way too much pressure on himself, and he made a snap decision, and he screwed up what could have been something good with Kairi Sane. Now, who would have taken Shayna Baszler's place at NXT TakeOver War Games if it was not going to result in Shayna winning the title for a second time? I would have done Nikki Cross or Candice LeRae for Kairi Sane. I mean, I think one of those matches would have been a suitable replacement for this 2 out of 3 falls match. Or, if you had to do this 2 out of 3 falls match, then Kairi Sane should have won. This match only went 11 minutes, but for the time it was given, they put on a great women's match. This was actually their best encounter. Kairi Sane came out of the blocks with some neck breakers, some back fists, some drop kicks. Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke got involved almost immediately, which resulted in Shayna locking in the Karafuda clutch, and Shayna Baszler gets the first fall. Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir are still on the outside. Kairi Sane is being beaten down by Baszler. Kairi Sane takes out Jessamine Duke, or before that actually, Kairi Sane was about to get a suplex or a Karafuda driver on the apron. Kairi Sane reversed it into a DDT on the apron to Shayna Baszler, and Shayna looked like she landed right on the back of her neck. It looked absolutely brutal. So at this point, the crowd's going crazy. Kairi Sane takes out Marina Shafir, takes out Jessamine Duke, then goes up to the top, huge crossbody, takes out all 3 women. Gets back in the ring, delivers the insane elbow, and Kairi Sane ties it 1-1. She hits 3 spears in a row. She goes up again for the elbow. Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke get involved again. Dakota Kai comes out, tries to even up the odds. Dakota Kai is getting beaten down by Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. Out of nowhere, Io Shirai comes in. Io Shirai gets up to the top rope, and I know Io Shirai can hit a beautiful moonsault. I know her moonsault is probably one of the best-looking moonsaults delivered by a female competitor here in the WWE, but the fact that she did it with skinny jeans as well shows you how good Io Shirai really is right there. So, then, Io Shirai is currently down, and everyone else is down. Kairi Sane goes for the insane elbow. Shayna Baszler reverses it into a quick roll-up. And actually, Sane's left shoulder actually came up, but the ref was out of position. I'm assuming they're going to play that off in a storyline on NXT. But nevertheless, Shayna Baszler retains the NXT Women's Championship in a great match, a great fight for the women, and I absolutely loved it. I would have definitely changed the outcome, but I'm interested to see where this goes. However, I do not think Shayna Baszler needed a second run with the NXT Women's Championship. I don't. Next match was a match that I was most definitely intrigued by. Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black. And Johnny Gargano came out with this almost heel-like attitude, smiling and saying, "They still love me." I absolutely loved this Johnny Gargano heel side of Johnny Gargano, excuse me. Aleister Black came out. He's wearing a jacket that looks like black cobwebs with rhinoceros horns sticking out of it. Looked like a beast. Right out of the gate, this match was hard-hitting. Brutal kicks, brutal strikes. These guys reversing each other's, or dodging and reversing each other's strikes and kicks faster than someone could blink. I was actually having a tough time keeping up with everything. So, these guys went back and forth. We had Aleister Black hitting a huge Tope Con Hero to the outside. And tossing Gargano back into the ring. He rallied. Couple strikes, couple kicks and knees. Big springboard moonsault. Close 2 count on Johnny. Aleister Black, later on in the match, went for a huge moonsault to the outside, lands on his feet. Gargano already slid back in the ring. Black is looking around. Gargano does a Tope Suicida, reverses it into a Tornado DDT, stood Aleister Black right up on his head. Gets him back into the ring, hits the Slingshot DDT, stood him up on his head again. Another close 2 count. These two go back and forth, and we had probably one of the best exchanges in strikes that I've seen in a long, long time. We had a forearm, we had an enziguri. I think we had Aleister Black hitting his blackout combination with the knee, that spinning back elbow. He missed 2 kicks. Gargano caught him with a super kick. And then Aleister Black, I think he went for another roundhouse kick, but Gargano caught him in a huge reverse Rana, stood him right up on the back of his neck. Aleister Black came running at Gargano, huge jumping knee, both men are down. At this point, everyone's standing up, everyone's clapping, everyone's chanting NXT. This match escalated very, very quickly. We then had a point where Johnny Gargano had Black in a Gargano escape, and Black reversed it. Black was then tossed to the outside. Gargano, he went for a Tope Suicida. Black caught him with a huge knee right here. I believe he hit him. Right here on the jaw. Both men are down. Black tosses Gargano back into the ring, and Gargano's like, okay, look, I'm sorry, just do it. Just give me the Black Mass. And the commentators are like, Gargano's asking him to give him the Black Mass. Black goes for the Black Mass. Gargano reverses it. Roll up. Close 2 count. Gargano escape. And I really thought that Aleister Black was going to tap. I thought Gargano had this one in the bag. He reverses it. Gargano rolls through. Black rolls through. Black hits a huge discus knee. Then we had Black exposing his knee pads. Black exposes the knee. Black hits a huge running knee with an exposed knee to Johnny Gargano. Hits 1 Black Mass. Gargano's out on his feet. Gargano's leaning on Aleister Black's chest. And Black goes, I absolve you of all your sins. And then a Black Mass. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. And just like that. It's over. So I'm assuming that this is going to be building towards Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship at WWE NXT TakeOver Phoenix when they go off and they do their takeover for Royal Rumble weekend. That's where I think this is going. But other than that, this was a damn near perfect match. I would say it's a damn near perfect match. I knew this match was going to be great. This was actually the match that I was most looking forward to this entire weekend. And I enjoyed every single minute of this match. This match was absolutely perfect. I love the in-ring chemistry. I love the storytelling. Now you can see why I called Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. They gave it to us 1 takeover late, but regardless, it still turned out to be a 20-minute classic. Excuse me. I got them bad winter allergies. I mean, I can't really do anything. Then we get to the NXT Championship match with Tommaso Ciampa and the Velveteen Dream, and I really wanted. I really wanted to see Velveteen Dream as the NXT champion. Everyone in Los Angeles wanted to see Velveteen Dream as the NXT champion. But with the rumors that Vince wanted him up, number one, and the fact that Tommaso Ciampa has bigger plans for him, the fact that everything is leading to Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 5 during WrestleMania weekend, and that's when Gargano finally captures the NXT title. I knew Tommaso Ciampa wasn't losing. I knew he wasn't losing. I would not have taken the title off of Tommaso Ciampa at this rate. I wanted to see Velveteen Dream as champion, and my God, did Velveteen Dream deserve it. But the match itself it had great wrestling, number one, and I think this match had better storytelling than Gargano and Black. This match was actually superior in storytelling than Gargano and Black. And that just goes to show you how good Velveteen Dream is and how good Tommaso Ciampa is. Tommaso Ciampa and the Undisputed Era are single-handedly the greatest things about WWE right now, whether you love them or you hate them. They are single-handedly the greatest things about WWE right now, period. They may be the greatest things in all of wrestling right now. I absolutely love this match. It had a lot of innovative spots. We had Tommaso Ciampa just being that dick-like heel that we all know he is, just trying to ground Velveteen Dream, just mocking Dream with his Hollywood. Dream came out as Hollywood Hogan, so you know it was going to be great. And he was mocking Dream with his Hollywood headband. Velveteen Dream then decided to channel his inner Hulk Hogan, and he delivered the Hulk Hogan combo and the big boots and 3 leg drops. He went for the rolling Death Valley driver, but we had Ciampa rolling him up with the tights. Ref caught him. Dream delivered a super kick, Death Valley driver, close to count to Ciampa. Ciampa was like, no, screw this. And he takes the title. He was going to get out of there. Dream was not allowing that. Tosses Ciampa back into the ring. Ciampa went for the DDT. Dream reverses it. Dream hit that twisting Sister Abigail-like DDT on the championship, but he didn't see the championship there, so the ref did not disqualify him. Dream's like, come on. At this rate, I was on the edge of my seat. I thought that Dream was going to win the title. He had him 1, 2, Ciampa kicked out, and the crowd's going absolutely insane. The crowd are on the edge of their seat for every single pinfall that is being made in this entire situation. We had Tommaso Ciampa then countered a springboard clothesline and hit a huge jumping knee as Dream was coming off the top rope. He hit Project Ciampa. Dream kicked out again. Dream is not going away. Tommaso Ciampa is getting ready to put Dream away for good as he's ripping up the outside. He's tearing up the mats. He's exposing the concrete. Dream came out of nowhere, tosses Ciampa over the announce table. Both men go over the announce table, actually. And then the refs checking on both of them. Refs, making sure they can still go. Dream's getting out of the rubble. Ciampa throws paper at Mauro Ranallo. Crowd's booing him. And he's like, you shut up. You do your job. I'm the champ. Ciampa wasted too much time on Mauro Ranallo. Dream hits the rolling Dream Valley driver on the concrete. He hits it on the concrete. Rolls Ciampa back in the ring. Ciampa's down. At this rate, as Dream was climbing up to the top rope, I'm like, that's it. Dream's going to do it. Hits the Purple Rainmaker, and you could visibly see the crowd all around the arena standing up, cheering. They thought, they had everyone in the palm of their hand, and they thought that Dream was going to win the title. Dream, 1, 2, Ciampa rolls out of it. And I'm like, okay, that's it. There's no way that Dream's going to win the title now. That was the moment. That was the moment to give Dream the title, and they didn't do it. Everyone You could visibly hear everyone going 1, 2, and then when Ciampa kicked out, I swear it was the biggest "ah" that I think I've ever heard in NXT this year. Dream goes for the same exact move that he beat EC3 with at TakeOver Brooklyn, but Ciampa moves out of the way. Dream crashes and burns, and it looked brutal. Ciampa rolls Dream back in the ring, and Ciampa DDTs Dream on the steel guardrail that connected the two rings. He DDTs Dream on the guardrail. Rolls him back in the ring. 1, 2, 3, that's it. I'm going to say that if at least not either Johnny Gargano or Aleister Black or Dream and Ciampa, if one of those matches, if at least one of those matches is not rated 5 stars by Meltzer, and let me tell you something, I am not a Meltzer hater. I'm not going to curse out Meltzer. I take the news and rumors from him. I actually have a lot of respect for Meltzer. I'm not a Meltzer fanboy either. I don't act like his word is gospel. But if Meltzer does not at least rate one of those matches 5 stars, Meltzer seriously has a problem. I mean, we already knew Meltzer has a problem. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he rated Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey 3.75 stars from Evolution. That match fucking sucked. So, you know that Dave Meltzer, I think that Dave merely did that just to please the Bella Army bitches. But, that's just me. But as it relates to Dream versus Ciampa, this was the best match of Dream's entire career thus far. If Aleister Black and Dream was one of the best matches of 2017, this may have been the best match of Dream's entire career. I think that Velveteen Dream has got such a bright future. Dream's time is coming. I would not call him up yet. If I was them, I would put Dream in a situation where he could be next in line to take the title off of Ricochet. I would love to see that. Now we get to War Games. So you know that this match was going to be brutal. You know that this match is going to be chaotic. We started off with Adam Cole and Ricochet. Ricochet, we all know he can do unhumanly like things, and he really showed it. Within the first 5 minutes, Ricochet does a springboard from the second ring to the other ring with a springboard flying European uppercut to Adam Cole. Beautifully done. Both men are down. In comes Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, they're beating down Ricochet. Then Hanson comes in. Hanson held out Pete Dunne. Now, I thought that was, okay, yeah, that isn't really going to factor into anything. Then Hanson gets in the ring, and I think he runs back and forth at least like 7 times, doing clothesline after clothesline in the corner to Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Then Roderick Strong comes in. Roderick Strong's taking out everyone with knees and strikes and kicks. Roderick Strong's taking out everyone. Roderick Strong should be NXT champion. If not, he should at least get a shot at the Intercontinental title when he gets up to the main roster. Roderick Strong is so good at what he does. So, we have Roderick Strong in there, and the Undisputed Era's got the numbers advantage. In comes Rowe. And Rowe held out Pete Dunne again. Pete Dunne was held out again. So, at that rate, I'm like, are they going to turn Pete Dunne heel? Is Pete Dunne going to join the Undisputed Era? I'm thinking to myself, no, but it still dawned on me. I could have sworn they would have. Knowing Triple H and the unpredictability factor with NXT, I thought Pete Dunne was going to turn heel. I wouldn't have minded it, because Pete Dunne, a part of the Undisputed Era, that just makes the Undisputed Era even stronger. But Rowe comes in. Rowe's been unleashed. Rowe's tossing everyone around. And this right here, this spot right here, I don't know what the War Raiders are made of, but Rowe had Kyle O'Reilly in a World's Strongest Slam position. Hanson picks up Strong and puts him on Rowe's shoulders in a powerbomb position. He does a freaking powerbomb power slam combo to Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong at the same time. What the fuck are these guys made of? And that wasn't even the craziest thing that the War Raiders did in this match. That wasn't even the craziest thing. I'll get to it, but Bobby Fish came in next, and Bobby Fish and the Undisputed Era, like the sly motherfuckers that they are, Bobby Fish took the key and the chain and locked another key and chain around Pete Dunne's cage and double locked Pete Dunne in his cage. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely brilliant, and I love the fact that they're playing up to the Undisputed Era's smartness. That's one of the greatest attributes about the Undisputed Era, their smartness. So Bobby Fish gets into the ring. He actually starts bringing out custom-made Undisputed Era steel chairs. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now we're getting good. So eventually they get Pete Dunne out with bolt cutters. And Pete Dunne absolutely unleashes hell. He absolutely unleashes hell. Comes out, brings in kendo sticks, brings in trash cans, brings in 2 tables, and then the Undisputed Era gets surrounded by the War Raiders, Ricochet, and Pete Dunne. They get surrounded. They get absolutely surrounded, and all of a sudden, then they start beating the hell out of them. Everyone's going after everyone, and then we get Adam Cole was actually going to go up to the top. I think this was after Kyle O'Reilly got put through a table. This was after Kyle O'Reilly got put through a table at the hands of Hanson. And then we actually had a spot where Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong had Pete Dunne in a double submission with a chain wrapped around his leg, and the other members of the Undisputed Era were fending off everyone else. Hanson ends up tossing Ricochet from the first ring to the second ring to break up the submission. Adam Cole was on the top, as was Ricochet. Nigel McGuinness was hyping it up as, oh my god, they're going to push Ricochet out. He forfeits the match for his team. So then we had Pete Dunne getting up there. Roderick Strong got up there. Bobby Fish got up there. And Rowe got up there as well. And I think it was like a 4-man Russian leg sweep combination with Adam Cole in a suplex position by Pete Dunne. Kyle O'Reilly was on the back of Hanson. And Hanson powerbombs all 4 men. Adam Cole fell with them, and it was like a human avalanche. All these men are down. Ricochet's still on the top of the cage. I don't know what the hell Ricochet was going to do. Ricochet, like Spider-Man, literally does a backwards 630 senton, takes out everyone. I didn't know what to make of this. I did not know what to make of this at all. Everyone's down. Everyone is down. And then we had the War Raiders hitting the Fallout. Or no, actually, before that, Bobby Fish drove Rowe through a table. We had the War Raiders hitting the Fallout. And Hanson was down. Rowe got taken out by the total elimination from Strong and O'Reilly. Hanson, like Cedric Alexander, does a handspring. Like this near 400-pound behemoth does a freaking handspring off the ropes, double back elbow, takes out O'Reilly and Strong. And then out of nowhere, we had Adam Cole taking out Hanson. We had Ricochet go off, and he took out... Ricochet got taken out by Adam Cole, I believe. Pete Dunne was going for the bitter end. Adam Cole reversed it, hit the last shot. Pete Dunne kicked out. Then we had Adam Cole going for it again. Pete Dunne reversed it. Bitter end. Ricochet comes out of nowhere, springboard 450 splash. They both pin Adam Cole, and that's it. Undisputed Era lose. War Raiders, Ricochet, and Pete Dunne win. An absolute beautifully chaotic War Games match. I enjoyed every single second of it, and I think that this match should have gotten 5 stars as well. NXT this year has already produced 4 5-star matches. If one of these matches is not put on the list of 5-star matches for NXT, then Dave Meltzer is 1,000% doing something wrong. Damn near perfect show. The first 2 matches left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but the last 3 matches really made this show the best show of 2018 thus far. And I am damn proud to say that I'm a fan of NXT, and I'm damn proud to say that I watched such a great show. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rewind. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to give me that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. I'm trying to move up in the world of YouTube. You're going to give me a thumbs down? Well, fuck you. I don't need you, and you are a low-life loser. Here's what I also want you to do. I also want you to go down below, and I also want you to comment. I want you to leave me a comment. Tell me which match you enjoyed the best. I want you to tell me how I did in this rewind. I also want you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And I also want you to drop a huge 630 senton on that notifications bell, because that way you can know whenever I pop up on YouTube, because like I always say, whenever I pop up on YouTube is the best time to be on YouTube. Later on today, Pub 46 in Clifton, New Jersey. 5 p.m. it starts. Wrestling Express is hosting the meetup for Survivor Series. I'm going to be there. Tommy McGrogan's going to be there. Glenn Davidson's going to be there. Earl Cole's going to be there. Everyone from Wrestling Express is going to be there. So come on out, hang out. You can meet with us, watch Survivor Series, take some pictures, talk business if you want to be on a Storm stream or if you want to get on Wrestling Express. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been The Rewind. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you for the Wrestling Express meetup for Survivor Series. Peace out.